Welcome to You Can Do It. I'm your host, Chris, and in this video, I'm going to show you the best way for installing a receptacle. We're going to change out this old receptacle here, and we're going to show you the best way on how to install this receptacle, so stay tuned. All right, so we got the receptacle loose from the wall. We're going to go ahead and pull it out. So as you can see, I just tried pulling this out, and the wires wanted to just pop right out of the back of the receptacle here. You can see the side screws here. The wires are not tied around these side screws. They're stabbed into the back. They've got these holes in the back of the receptacle here. And it's a quick install, but with this being in the kitchen, what happens is if this device is not attached to the sheetrock nice and tight, and so if it's loose over time, when you keep plugging into this thing over and over and over and over again, what happens is when this plug comes away from the sheetrock and then back, these wires, they just kind of slowly start easing themselves out. As you can see, this one's already out. It's kind of pulling out all by itself. So I don't even have to, with no effort at all, I can just grab onto this and pull it right on out. So that's a loose connection right there. So if you've got a toaster oven plugged into this, a coffee maker, the circuit actually runs through this receptacle and back out to these wires and then down line. So as you can see, the wire comes into this circuit here. So this is the feed coming in and the feed going out. So feed in, feed out, and this receptacle is only rated at 15 amps, and this is a 20 amp circuit. So with this wire right here kind of popping in and out, and this one's fairly solid. This one over here is fairly solid, but this one up here, it just popped out. So this is not a good installation as far as I'm concerned. So we're going to show you, we're going to pull all these wires out, and we're going to show you the best way to install the outlet. Okay, so we pulled the receptacle off, the existing one. It's wore out. We're getting rid of that, and we're going to put on this new Decora Leventon receptacle. So what we're going to need is we need two wires, a white and a black, about 8 inches long. This is number 12. This is a 20 amp circuit, so you'll be using number 12 wire. So we've got a white and a black that's about 7 to 8 inches long, and we've got two wire nuts. So I'm going to take these white wires and this pigtail, which is about 8 inches long, and I'm going to group the whites together. You want to make sure the wires are all together, the ends are nice and straight, and they're all coming together. Well, you don't have one sticking out a 1/4 inch past the others. They're all grouped together. Then you're going to take your linemans, a pair of lineman pliers. So they look similar to this here. And you're going to twist these wires together nice and carefully. Give them a couple twists. It's going to look like licorice when you're done. Twist that up. Make sure that they're all, there isn't one wire sticking out past the other. Let me get a zoom in here. You can kind of see that they're all together there. And then you're going to take your wire nut and you're going to apply it. Make sure your wire nut, you're using the right wire nut that'll accept 3 number 12 wires. If it's too small, it'll turn white and break on you, or you'll have other issues. So make sure it's good for 3 number 12 wires. All right, now we're going to do the black wires. We're going to bring these together. I'm just going to go ahead and fold this guy, the white, and move him back into the box. And we've got these 2 wires here, the blacks. Grab your pigtail, bring it on over. And just so you know, this circuit is off. I am wearing gloves. I usually just always wear gloves, but you want to turn the circuit off. And if you're not feel comfortable working on it, then probably hire somebody to do it. But I'm assuming you're doing this right now because you wouldn't have gotten this far because you like to do it yourself. All right, so we got these wires twisted together. We trimmed off any excess wire that was sticking out. And now we're gonna put the wire nut on. You twist that up nice and tight. And I usually twist the wires until they twist about an inch together past the wire nut. You wanna make sure they're nice and tight so you don't have a wire that pops out of your wire nut. You're gonna fold the wire in. Now we're ready to strip out the two wires. So we're gonna strip the black, and you'll notice on the end of your wire strippers here, if you're using Klein's or Ideal, it has a little place to grab onto the wire. You're gonna stick it right on the end. Let me see if I can get closer here so you can see what I'm about to do. And you're gonna twist the wire like that and put a hook in it. So the hook will look like that, like a fish hook. You don't want to close it all the way. We're going to do the same thing on the neutral. So you come in about 1/2 inch, same procedure. Just twist it up there. So now we've got another hook. So what you're going to do with that, so on your receptacle, you got 2 silver screws and you got 2 gold screws. So the gold screw is going to be your hot. That's the black wire. You're going to land that on the screw that's gold. And when you put it on there, make sure that you got it going the right way. So when you tighten this screw down, it doesn't back out of the screw. So you can kind of see that it's sticking up past the screw. I'm going to take my pliers and just kind of smash it down a little bit. Just squeeze it. Don't damage your wire. Just squeeze it a little bit to close the hook and then tighten the screw down. So the reason that I'm pigtailing the wires together is so that the circuit, the load of maybe a device downline doesn't travel through the device. It's now staying in the wires here. And so whatever load I'm going to send through this device goes through the pigtails into the circuitry and back to the panel. So this is how we're doing it here. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten up this screw here. There's no need for it to stick out. It's just, I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten it down. It's a post that there's no wire connected to it. It just kind of, I do that just so when I go to fold the wires in, the ground wire doesn't touch one of those hot screws and short out. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten the neutral down, tighten up the extra screw. So the last wire we have is the ground wire. And you know where that goes. That's gonna go on the green screw. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna trim some of that off. There we go. Put that around there. And then just tighten down the hook. Just close the hook around the green screw and tighten it down. And now we're ready to install this plug back in the wall. All right, so now let's fold this around. Just kind of push your wires in the wall, tuck them in there, and just line it up. Get your drill or screwdriver, whatever you're gonna use. All right, we're ready to put the trim plate on. Well, friend, I hope this video helped you install a receptacle in your kitchen or anywhere in your house. And thank you for watching. You can do it. Stay tuned for our next video.